Night. The year is 678. The greatest fleet the Arab world has ever assembled is anchored beneath the walls of Constantinople, and the city behind those walls is starving, outnumbered, and out of time. Then a handful of Byzantine ships row out to meet them, small ships, strange bronze mouths mounted on their prows. The Arab crews must have laughed, and then the sea itself caught fire. Fire that clung to the water, fire that could not be drowned. Men leapt from burning ships into the sea, and the sea burned them anyway. The weapon had a name that still echoes today: Greek fire. And here is what makes it one of the strangest stories in human history. This is not the story of a weapon. This is the story of a secret kept so perfectly that it died. I'm Aidan Thomas, and this is Hidden History. To understand why this secret mattered, you have to understand the moment. The Byzantine Empire, the surviving half of Rome, was losing everything. In a single generation, it had lost Syria, Egypt, and North Africa. Constantinople was the last great fortress, and everyone knew that if the city fell, the road into Europe was open. And then, around 672, a refugee arrived at the gates. His name was Kallinikos, an engineer fleeing the conquered East, and he carried something in his head worth more than an army. A formula, a liquid that ignited on contact, stuck to whatever it touched, and burned even on the surface of the sea. The Byzantines built an entire weapons system around it. Bronze siphons, pressurized tubes mounted on ships that could spray liquid fire like a dragon's breath. Eyewitnesses said it came with thunder and smoke, and that the nozzles were shaped like the mouths of beasts. And the terror wasn't only the flame. Survivors described the roar, a sound like thunder rolling across the water, and smoke that blotted out the stars. Enemy crews began to believe the Romans carried the wrath of God itself in bronze tubes. Water couldn't stop it. Chroniclers wrote that only 3 things could smother it: sand, vinegar, and old urine. Imagine being told that's your fleet's entire defense plan. With this weapon, the starving city shattered the siege. And when the Arabs returned 40 years later with an even bigger fleet, it happened again. Twice, Greek fire saved Constantinople. Some historians argue it changed the course of European history, and the system kept evolving. The Byzantines shrank the weapon down, handheld siphons for boarding fights, and clay grenades filled with the fire that shattered on enemy decks. This wasn't one weapon, it was an entire secret arsenal. So Byzantium now possessed the most feared weapon on Earth, which created a new problem, maybe a bigger one. How do you keep a secret that every empire on the planet wants to steal? The Byzantine answer was ruthless and brilliant. They didn't just guard the formula, they shattered it. No single person was allowed to know everything. The men who mixed the ingredients didn't know the proportions. The men who built the siphons didn't know the mixture. The crews who fired it couldn't have reproduced a drop of it. The full recipe lived in one place, the imperial family itself. If case files like this are your thing, subscribe. We open a new one every week. Because how far Byzantium went to protect this secret is almost beyond belief. Emperor Constantine VII put it in writing, instructions to his own son: never share the fire, not with allies, not with friendly kings. Tell them, he wrote, that the formula was delivered by an angel to the first Constantine, and that a curse falls on any hand that betrays it. And the chronicles tell of an official who tried to sell the secret anyway. The story says fire came down and consumed him as he entered the church. Was it true? It didn't matter. Everyone believed it. That was the point. The empire's enemies tried everything: bribery, espionage, and once They got closer than Byzantium ever admitted. In 812, Bulgarian forces captured Byzantine equipment, siphons, and even quantities of the fire itself. They held the weapon in their hands, and they could not use it. Without the training, the pressures, the process, the hardware was a dragon with no breath. The compartment system had worked perfectly. No traitor could sell what no single man knew. No thief could steal what existed only in fragments. It was, perhaps, the most successful secrecy program in pre-modern history, and that is exactly what killed it. Because a secret split into fragments has a weakness nobody thought about. Every fragment lives in someone's head, and heads are mortal. Dynasties fell. Palace coups swept away officials and their unwritten knowledge. Workshops burned. And in 1204 came the catastrophe. Crusaders sacked Constantinople itself, the empire's own capital, gutted by its supposed allies. Somewhere in that chaos, in a burned workshop, in an unmarked grave, in a chest that was melted down for its iron, the last fragments of the formula vanished. By the empire's final centuries, the fire appears less and less in the records, and then not at all. When the Ottoman cannons finally breached the walls in 1453, the empire that had once set the sea ablaze no longer remembered how. Byzantium didn't lose its superweapon to a spy, or a traitor, or a battle. It lost it to its own security system. The secret was kept so well that it was kept from the future. And here is the part that should genuinely unsettle you. We still can't make it. Modern historians and chemists have spent decades on it. The best guesses point to distilled petroleum, crude oil refined centuries before anyone was supposed to know how, possibly mixed with resins to make it cling. But the exact recipe, the pressures, the ignition system, debated to this day. Reconstructions burn. None of them behave quite like the descriptions. Think about that. We can split atoms. We can land machines on other planets. And a liquid mixed in a 7th century workshop is still, in the fullest sense, lost technology. Last week, we told you the story of Venice, a republic that guarded a secret with death, and lost it anyway to spies and smugglers. Byzantium built the opposite, a secret no spy ever cracked. Venice's secret escaped and survived. Byzantium stayed home and died with it. That is the paradox this case file leaves behind. A secret shared is a secret risked, but a secret sealed completely is a message to no one. Perfect secrecy and total loss are the same thing, separated only by time. Next week's case file, a company that couldn't sell its product, so it invented a disease for it to cure. It's in your bathroom right now. I'm Aidan Thomas. This is Hidden History. Take a look around. History is everywhere.